Welcome to the Stoic channel, where silence speaks louder than noise and truth rises above trend. Here, we don't chase clout, we seek clarity. We don't escape the world, we master ourselves within it. Through timeless philosophy, emotional depth, and spiritual strength, we explore what it means to be powerful, without shouting, rooted, without rigidity, awake, without fear. If you're done with the noise, and ready to remember who you are, you're in the right place. It's time to uncover the deeper meaning behind a truth the world has long misunderstood. The meek shall inherit the earth. They walk among us without armor, no spotlight, no slogans, no crowns, just a steady presence, an unshakable gaze, a stillness you can feel. In a world drowning in noise, the meek do not compete. They endure. They don't raise their fists, they raise their frequency. While the powerful rise and fall with every storm, the meek remain. Because the earth was never meant to be ruled by those who shouted the loudest, but by those who've mastered the quiet within. We've been told a lie, that the world belongs to the loudest voice, that if you want to win, you must dominate, manipulate, perform, push, post, prove. But then, an ancient whisper echoes through time. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And you might have shrugged it off, because we've been taught that meek means weak, that it's the domain of the timid, the passive, the powerless, but nothing could be further from the truth. In the original Greek, the word meek was praus, used to describe a warhorse tamed but not broken. Power, under control, fury, harnessed with wisdom, fire, but no smoke. Enter the Stoics. They didn't live in monasteries. They lived in the real world, as emperors, slaves, teachers, generals. Men who knew that true strength was not in conquering nations, but in conquering the self. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. The Stoics didn't chase wealth or status. They practiced voluntary discomfort so they wouldn't fear loss. They trained themselves not to react but to respond, to stay grounded when others trembled, to embody the very definition of meekness, inner mastery. The meek are modern-day Stoics, but you won't find them debating online. They're the ones breathing through the pain, choosing stillness over spectacle, truth over tribalism, depth over dopamine. They walk away when provoked. Not because they're afraid to fight, but because they've already fought the real war inside and made peace with it. The meek aren't here to win the game. They're here to dismantle the game altogether. While the world sells identity as brand and value as virality, the meek unplug from the performance. They do not seek to be liked, they seek to be liberated. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." And that's what the meek do. They live while others perform. They feel while others numb. They build quietly while others burn out chasing applause. They create not to impress, but because creation is a form of prayer. They don't shout truth, they become it. You'll find the meek in the artist who paints with no audience, in the father who heals his rage before passing it down, in the woman who leaves everything familiar to remember who she is, in the child who sees everything and says nothing, in the soul who chooses solitude over self-betrayal. They are not trending. They are transforming. They are not crowned by kings. They are honored by the earth itself, because the meek are not spectators in this life. They are the soil, the root, the return. While the towers fall, they plant seeds. While the systems collapse, they hold the line. While others seek power, they remember their presence. They don't post their process. They don't argue their values. They don't need a platform to feel powerful, because they carry something the world can't manufacture. Peace, temperance, quiet fire, and the strength to feel it all, and still choose grace. And so, when the age of performance ends, when the likes stop coming, when the influencers fade into silence, when all the noise eats itself, it is the meek who will remain. Not the strongest, not the richest, not the loudest, But the ones who were strong enough to stay soft, rich enough to stay kind, and wise enough to stay quiet, when the world demanded otherwise. So if they've called you too soft, too emotional, too quiet, if the world has passed you over while you were tending to your own soul, let them. Because the ones who rush, burn out. The ones who perform, forget who they are. But the ones who remember, who stay rooted, surrendered, present, they are the ones who will inherit what cannot be taken. Because they are the only ones who do not need to own it. The earth is not conquered, it is entrusted. And only the meek, only those who have mastered themselves will be trusted to carry it forward. The meek shall inherit the earth, not because they were the strongest, but because they were the only ones strong enough not to need to prove it. If this message stirred something in you, if it reminded you of a truth you once knew, but forgot how to live, follow the Stoic quotient. Because here, we don't just speak philosophy, we live it, we embody it, we walk it, day by day, in a world that's forgotten how to be still. For more soul-deep insights, grounded power, and the quiet revolution of truth, stay with us. Stillness is strength, depth is direction, and the future belongs to those who remember what truly matters. Thanks for watching the Stoic Quotient.